back here on Devils TV, and I'm joined by Guildford head coach Paul Dixon. Paul, the first 10 minutes of this game, your team got punished with 3 goals. Is that ultimately what lost you the game tonight, and what kind of went wrong for you there?
Yeah, I mean, certainly coming into this place and going 3 down early, doesn't help. But we just got caught just on a couple of bad decisions there for those couple of goals, and then the other one you couldn't do anything with. But like I said, when you go 3-0 down here, it's hard enough starting at 0-0, but to go 3-0 down, you're behind. But I think we battled back well. There's parts of that game that I'm really happy with. There's parts of that game that I'm not so happy with. But for us, it's still second, third week of the season. I think we've got to look at that, and Cardiff's got an unbelievable team, and they're not top of that Champions League for there's a reason behind that. And I think they're 5 or 6 weeks ahead of us, conditioning wise, game wise, training wise. But like I said, and I'm not using that as an excuse why we lost here tonight, certainly not. But like I said, I think we've got to get going, and we've got to work on some things as you do as the season progresses. But like I said, overall, parts of the game, I thought we looked good, but then parts of the game we just looked a little bit rusty there tonight.
Your goaltender was busy at points, but really held the fort there for you. Last year you went with a trio, this year a tandem. What's the thinking behind that, and are you still in the market for a trio? Yeah. No, it's not a tandem, it's a trio. We definitely we're looking, obviously, and we're just trying to find the right guy right now. We are bringing another import netminder in, 100%, but it's just finding the right fit that's going to fit our team and what we're doing here. The Challenge Cup was very kind to you last year. You got all the way to the final. The goal this year to go one step further?
Well, without putting too much pressure on yourself and the club, but I think the biggest thing is we just have to try to put ourselves in those positions again. And if we can put ourselves in them positions again, then great. And I think that's our goal. It's not obviously, you can't come in here and say you're going to do this and you're going to do that, but it's just we focus on every game. We focus on the league, the cup, obviously the playoffs at the end of the year, but we just have to try to put ourselves in those positions again like we did last year.
Finally, Paul, it was clear over the summer that you wanted to have more depth in your roster. Tonight, Owen Griffiths had a lot of ice time, particularly in the third period. Just how happy are you that you've managed to get him, Stevie Lee, some extra British strength in your roster, and how do you think that's going to affect your fortunes this year? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, if you look at the top, you look at the top 4 teams, they've all got that in their roster. They've got depth in the British players, they've got depth in 4 lines, and we're no different. Adding Stevie and adding Owen, was a huge factor for us. And like you say, the 4th line, obviously, we're double shifting Ben Davies, and you've got Lindhagen and Griffiths, who's, that's a good 3. It's a solid 4th line, and obviously Stevie just brings that experience. He's won in this league, he's won in obviously Europe as well as his GB experience. So massive signings. But like I said, there's good signings all around the league, isn't it? Every team's stacked with 6-7 defensemen and 4 forward lines. A lot of teams have gone with 2 import netminders as well themselves this year.
Trendsetters.
Absolutely not.
Paul, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck for the rest of the year.
No problem. Thank you.